All right, stop and give me 25. We are going to work on the correct form of a push-up without requiring any push-up strength or even the normal modifications of being, elevated or standing up or doing it on the knees. Okay, this is a modification if you could do a full push-up, but for those of us who cannot do 25 push-ups and or even 5 or even 2 or even 1, a lot of times we end up sacrificing our form in order to power up and down, and that's really not the point. Okay, the point is we want to be able to command our body weight, yes, with the correct form. Okay, so going from the bottom up is going to be the key here, and focusing on the form. All right, so make sure you have a comfortable surface. We're gonna get fully on the floor. Just relax on the floor, okay? At first, you're not going to worry about anything but being fully relaxed on the floor. You could even take, make sure you could lay your whole cheek on the floor like so and take away any tension, all right? This is where we're going to start the setup. First thing we're going to focus on is our hands and our elbows and our shoulders, so our upper body. The fingers are going to be spread, okay? So you're not here, you're not here, you're not like fully spread out here, like trying to get as far as possible, but fairly wide open. We are going to have our middle finger pointing straight ahead, slightly 10 degrees or so out to the side is fine. Then the next part is we're going to take the end of our fingertips and line it up with that shoulder, so straight across, okay? So not ahead of the shoulder, not behind, line it up straight across and place the full hands in front of you, okay? Now, take your head off the floor at this point, but don't crank it up. I want your eyeballs to look directly at the floor and underneath you. Your nose will be just an inch or two off the floor, okay? Now from here, take the elbows and press them towards the feet. So did you see what happened there? I went from like starting here to focusing on pressing the elbows down. Now you should have felt your shoulder blades shift downward as well. Then you're going to take the elbows and slightly press them in towards your side, keeping your hands flat on the floor, and then you should feel your shoulder blades engage slightly toward each other. That sensation is what we are not going to deviate from at all, the whole time for every rep. Now, in order for us to move, we haven't done any movement, actual push-up movement yet. We're going to take all of that in place. Now we're going to squeeze the abs, squeeze the glutes, and then you should feel the top of your thighs squeeze as well. Now we're going to press the full weight into our hands and come up, relax your legs, relax the calves and your feet, okay? But squeeze through the glutes and the abs and push up, okay? Push into the ground and come all the way up into lockout. If you can't come into lockout, don't worry about it. I'll give you the variation. So, or the workaround, okay? On the way down, keep that neck exactly as it is. Keep the shoulders exactly as it is, and you're just gonna drop the elbow, okay? Drop the elbow and come back to starting position where you're fully resting on the ground, okay? That would be 1 rep. If you can't come up, this is all you're going to do. You're gonna go press into the floor, that's it, okay? If that's all you can come up, if you can come up an inch, great, and come back down to the floor, okay? So we do this, by the way, did you see I still have a nice long body line so that we don't end up square here at the top, fully resting on the middle of the knees. We're going to end up from a laying down position, okay, here, and that body weight is going to be on the top of the knee, on the lower part of the thighs, okay? So focus on just the shoulder cue and the neck cue that I gave you, all right? If you can't come up, just push into the ground and then let go, and that would be 1 rep, okay? So it's almost like just an isometric for you, okay? These are the things that we're going to avoid doing by doing it this way, which is very often with a regular push-up. I'm gonna do it here on the knees because I can't extend my legs there. I'll do it this way. One of the things that happens with the regular push-up is sometimes people have a hard time even holding the top of the plank. And so to go through all those cues is fairly difficult. And then now you're going from top down, and people tend to crank the neck downward, okay? Or the chin downward instead of keeping the head neutral, or cranking their forehead down to try to get closer to the floor, okay? It's a subconscious thing. Then there's a tendency to roll the shoulders up, okay, and cheat your way down this way, okay, basically trying to, again, lead with your head. That's not what we want, right? So the other thing that tends to happen if we're trying to do a full push-up is there'll be sort of this peeling going on, all sorts of things happening that shouldn't be happening in order to maximize the benefits of a regular push-up. So just work on these cues first. Don't worry about having the strength yet. If you're 100 pounds, if you're 200 pounds, either way, it's a lot of body weight to actually load on much of your arms, okay? But that squeezing of the abs and the glutes are going to also help you keep the spinal alignment, as well as help you power through, because even 10 full executions of a push-up is pretty difficult to do. If you're able to crank out 25 push-ups, you're either extremely, strong, yay for you, or what happens often is people crank through them by shortcutting the movement or sacrificing a lot of these form cues and doing all the weird things that I just went through, all right? So give it a go. Just 25 reps will be difficult, even if you're just doing the isometrics, coming up or pushing into the ground and holding that before you drop down, okay? If you could do 5, fine. Do whatever you can.